Laura here, and today I've got a brand new yoga workout for you. This is pretty much the regular flow that I will do most mornings, or if I don't get a chance to do it in the morning, I'll try and do it in the evening. It's a great way to get your body moving, waking it up, releasing any sort of aches and pains, and just getting some gentle activity into your body, which is can be a lot more effective than going out pounding the pavement or doing lots of HIIT workouts. So we are going to start feet together, shoulders back and down, and we're just going to breathe in and then breathe out and breathe in. This time you're going to grab your right wrist and you're going to reach up, and then as you breathe out you're going to reach up and over, looking into the eye of the elbow if you can, if that feels alright on your neck. And then come back to the centre, change hands, breathe in, breathe out, and back to the centre, bring those arms down. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. So I'm now going to turn to the side, optional for you to do that if you want, because we're going to do a sun salutation. So we're going to breathe in, we're going to dive down, so abs pulled in, belly button pulled in, diving down. Optional to bend your knees if you want to, that allows you to get a little bit lower. We're then going to put our hands on our shins just below your kneecaps, and we're going to do flat back. So you're going to try and get a flat back, so imagine pulling your chest one way and your butt the other way. You might even want to think about sort of arching, and then forward fold again. Bend your knees, hands come onto the floor, you're going to step back and we're going to hold in plank. And then we're going to take our knees to the floor, and then optional to come down to the floor. So on your knees you're going to come down, feet are flat on the floor, shoulders are back and down. You're going to breathe in and you're going to do a Cobra. We're going to keep it quite small because we're still warming up, and then coming back down, knees stay on the floor as we push up. We're going to come into tabletop, and we're going to do a cat and cow. So we're going to breathe in, really thinking about lengthening first before you arch, and then you're going to curl. And again, really thinking about lengthening first rather than arching and dipping in that lower back. That will protect your spine. And then curl. We're then going to take one leg back, other leg back, and then we're going to push up into downward dog, so hips up to the ceiling. I like to start with my knees bent, so I can focus on pushing through my fingers, through my arms, trying to get my face sort of down to the mat, and then getting my hips up nice and high, and then extending my legs. And then from here we're going to pedal one foot, so our left heel coming to the floor, then the other foot, and again, and again, and then bend your legs, look forwards, and then step through. Take as many as you need to. So we're back here, we're going to do a flat back, we're going to do a forward fold, and then we're going to breathe in and come up, and then as we breathe out, hands come down back into our rest position, and then we're going to do that again. So palms facing forwards, breathing in. Optional to do a gentle reaching up and back, but if that doesn't feel so good on your back, leave that one. We're going to dive down, let that neck hang loose, nice and free. I'm going to bend my legs, get a little bit lower, and then flat back, forward fold, bend your knees, back into plank. If at any point plank's too much, take your knees down. You can still do it through tabletop. So join me if you can, back up into plank. We're going to lean forwards a little bit, breathe out and come down to the floor. So tops of your feet, come down onto the mat, shoulders back, breathing in, and then option to either push, tuck your toes under and push all the way up, like so, or knees can stay on the floor and you push up. Then we take our hips back and we come up into downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here, and then you are going to lift your back foot up, try and take it up into the air. So this is our free leg downward dog. We're going to bring it forward, knees to nose, curl up, take it back up, and then we're going to come across to the opposite elbow, back up. You're going to feel this really working your core, and then you're going to come to the same elbow, but try and get it above that elbow, so more towards your tricep, back up, bring it forwards one last time, knees to nose, and then put that foot flat on the mat. Now don't worry if that was a bit too much, that's okay, you can keep practicing and building up to it. Or at any point, again, go back into tabletop, hold tabletop. So here, we're going to take our tops of our fingertips here. Now, optional, you can stay here, otherwise come all the way up with me. Rotate those palms to face each other, and drop those shoulders. So we're up here in Crescent Pose. At any point, if the arms get too much, you can just take them down to your hips and just focus on your legs. So we're here, nice square hips, bending that front leg, knee stays behind your big toe, and then this back leg, you're trying to get it as straight as you can. And we're here in Crescent, and you're going to take a couple of breaths, and then we're going to come back down to the floor. Take the foot back to plank or to tabletop, and then we're going to come down to the floor, shoulders back, breathing in into a baby cobra. If you want to some more here, you can push through all the way into up dog. Okay, and then from here, whatever position you're in, you're going to come back into downward dog. Now take the other leg up in the air, so this should be your front leg. Bring it forwards, knees to nose. Again, option, if it's too much, just come down at any point. You can stay here, you can practice your songbird pose. So, okay, so we're back here. Okay, now let's take it back up. Now, opposite elbow this time. Back up. Now same elbow but above your elbow joint if you can, so try and get it nice and high, as high up on that tricep as you can. Back up, bring it forwards, give me a smile, we're there, foot flat on the floor. If you end up tapping it here, you can grab your ankle, just bring it here. So we're now here in a nice deep runner's lunge pose. You can stay here with your hands touching the floor. If you want a little bit more, come up onto your toes, really engage your abs. Otherwise, come up with me all the way up into Crescent Pose. Now, if you're like me, when I first started doing yoga, I definitely didn't like this pose too much. Now, this has become one of my favourite ones. And what I like is really rotating those hands, dropping those shoulders. That's really nice on your neck. So we're here, going to hold it for a couple of breaths. I know when you're first new to yoga, this might feel a bit too long. So try and hold it if you can. Focus on breathing. Let's come out of it. And if at any point you need to come out of the pose, you can do. You're here to kind of, try and get better, not here to kind of injure yourself or break yourself. So just do what you can manage. So downward dog, bend the legs, look forwards. You could jump forwards and do a little bunny hop or step forwards. So we're here now, butt is back, knees are back, fingers touching the floor. Option, stay here, otherwise really engage these abs and come up. Really important that you engage the abs and support your lower back. If at any point it's painful, come out of it or come up a little bit higher. Otherwise, this is chair pose, thumbs are back, eyes are kind of up, and we're here. And then stand up, and then breathe. Hands come back to rest pose. Are you still with me and doing okay? You should feel a bit hot, a bit warmer, probably getting a bit of a sweat on. That's okay, that's the name of the game. So, breathing in, diving down, flat back, forward fold, hands on the floor, back to plank, down to the floor, big breath in, downward dog, back leg up, bring it straight through onto the mat. Now this back foot's going to come flat onto the floor, about 45 degrees, but try and get all of the foot on the floor. So those little toes still stay on the floor, the instep stays up, so I'm not rolling the foot forwards. So we're aiming for there. We're going to come up. Now, opposite hand to the bent leg is going to come forwards, and you're going to try and get these hips as square as you can, whilst you keep that back leg straight, all of the foot on the floor pulling up in that instep. Are you here? Now take the other arm up, and then all the way up. And we're in warrior one. So give me a big smile, give me a big breath. Now from here, we're going to open up, so I'm going to face you and you're going to face me. Might want to bring that leg forwards a little bit, so I do a little shuffle there. This time this back foot can be straight. Again, all of the toes on the floor. And then this heel is lining up more to the middle of my arch. I'm staying here as square as I can. I'm not in this position. And this is our warrior two. I'm going to try and look along the inside of that finger and then really pulling up here on the inside of the thigh so the knee's not rolling forwards. Quite a few things to think about. And don't worry if that's too much, just think about one and try and get that little bit right. At any point if you need to come out of this position, straighten the legs. Otherwise, come down here, relax, sink into those legs. You might feel those legs beginning to burn. They're going to burn now as we're going to breathe in. Arms come up to me and then breathe out. And just relax those shoulders. See if you can sink a little bit lower. If you can't, don't worry. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, and then straighten that front leg. Turn the feet to face forward. Turn the palms up. We're going to reach up. Option to kind of lift your chest up, do a back bend. Otherwise, just stay here. And then we're going to dive down, abs are pulled in. We're going to come down low. Let that neck go nice and free. Hands onto the mat if you can, otherwise, you know, come up to wherever's comfortable. Now, if you can, come onto your fingertips, so it's a little bit further out, and then give me a flat back. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, close your eyes and just relax down. So you can go a little bit lower, let that neck go nice and free. Option here to kind of fold your elbows. For me, I always kind of imagine that I've got like a brick or a really heavy weight and it's pulling me down. Okay, so eyes open, hands onto the floor, bring your hands onto your back, and we're going to breathe in and dive up. If at any point that's too much, you can bend your legs or you can roll up. So, warrior two on the other side. So from here, turn this foot to the side. So that's square, this foot is facing forwards, all of the toes are on the mat, so I'm not rolling forwards here. My front heel is lined up with the inside of my arch. Woo! And I'm losing my balance. Okay, so hands up, and we're going to dive down. Dive down? No, we're not diving down, are we? We are bending our leg and sort of bending down. But you knew what I meant. So, bend that front leg, sinking down, back leg is straight, looking along that middle finger if you can. Arms are out. If it gets too much, too tiring, option to, like I said at the beginning, hands on your hips. And just breathe. Try and pull up in this leg so you're not rolling forwards. Just breathe, enjoy this pose. Try and relax those face muscles so you're not going, oh, this hurts. And then we're going to breathe in, hands come up and relax. So this should be nice and gentle. We're not doing HIIT, we're not doing heavy weights, but I do completely get it. Breathe in, breathe out. When I first started doing yoga, I definitely didn't find it particularly enjoyable. But the more you just stick with it, things do become more comfortable and you'll notice a difference in your body. Some of the tension and the pains you get will ease. It's a great way to work out without pounding your body and doing things like weights and hits and running. Okay, straighten that leg, come out of it, fingers forwards, reaching up, coming down, and then again just relax here. So this is the other option to come up, bring your feet together a little bit so we wiggle them forwards, and we're going to bend at the knees and we're going to curl up like a rag doll with your head coming last. Now, popping back into that warrior two pose because we need to do a warrior one on the other side. Promise I didn't forget to do that. This was planned as part of the routine. So coming around to the side, warrior one, hands are facing, nice square hips. Always ever so professional with my videos and very well planned with the routines. I'm not making it up as we go along, I promise. These are kind of the poses I do. And they're great poses, just sometimes I'll mix them up, the combinations, and what I'm trying to do is also keep facing you and not end up with my back to you. So we're here, we are enjoying and loving warrior one because we are number one and we are awesome, all of us. Now, hands onto the floor, take the leg back, we are into plank, option to hold here. Give me a couple of breaths here if you can, feel free to put those knees down. We're then going to take our weight forwards a little bit, come down all the way down to the mat. Feet flat on the floor, shoulders back, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're just going to push up and we're going to come back to tabletop. So we're going to work the core, abs are pulled in. These are some really nice, gentle, reasonably sort of simple moves, but really effective for working the abs. So you don't have to do lots of complicated moves to get a really good, effective ab workout. So we're going to take the back leg back. Now for some people this might be all you want to do, or you can lift the leg up. If you want a little bit more, take the opposite hand forwards. Again, the options stay here. Otherwise join me and we're going to take both the leg and the hand up, and we're reaching. So my hand is reaching one way, my leg's reaching the other way, and my abs are working. They're beginning to shake, so if your abs are shaking, that's normal, that's part of it. And then we're going to come down and then hand and knee back to the floor. Repeat on the other side, so option to just have the back leg back or even up, hand forwards. So loads of variations, so you can work at your own level. Really important is that you keep breathing, do not hold your breath. So when you're doing planks or these kind of movements, keep breathing. She says going very quiet for once. Yeah, so breathe, hand and foot back to the mat. One more time each side. We're just going to add a little bit onto that if you're ready for the challenge, which I reckon you are. You can do this. So we are here. We're then going to bring our knee and elbow in, and then we're going to extend. We're going to do that 2 more times, and then repeat on the other side. So hand, foot down to the mat, knee back down, and then repeat on the other side. So we're here, hold here for a couple of beats, and then knee to elbow, and extend, knee to elbow, and extend. One more time. Give me a big smile, because we are done. Okay, so you can now sit on your butt, face me, knees crossed if you can, or you can sit here, whatever position feels comfortable for you. So lift your right hand up, you're going to breathe in, going to breathe over to the side, keeping that butt cheek on the floor, so don't let it come up. And we are here. And then from here, hand comes down, and we're just going to lean forwards. Couple of breaths. And then here. So you'll notice I keep talking about breathing. Don't get too tied up on whether you have to breathe in or out. Just try and breathe in and out on the movement. But try and use that breath coming up. So what you'll find is when the movement feels a little bit uncomfortable, that's normally a sign that that's a particular position, posture that you need to work on more, because that shows that there's some tightness in that area. And just use your breath. So breathing in, breathe out. And what you'll notice is when you start holding your breath, that's normally when that position or posture is challenging you. So notice when you're holding your breath, and then just try and keep breathing. And it's good for getting oxygen in your body and just helping you to relax, feel better. And you will notice with yoga, it's not just the physical, it's the mental aspect. You'll feel a lot more relaxed, less stress. It can help with things like anxiety. It's a great way to do a bit of yoga before bedtime as well. It really helps you sleep. Okay, so last little bit and then we are done. You have done your new exercise, your yoga workout. And for some of you, this might be your very first one, hopefully not your last. If you didn't like my yoga video and type of yoga, that's cool. There's so many different types of yoga variations, to check out some different instructors as well. So knee to chest, other leg is straight. Okay, so option, we're going to stay here. We're going to take the same arm as bent leg out. We're going to look along that hand as the knee drops the other way. Now I'm going to get a little bit stuck as I always do with the sofa, but option for you guys to keep rolling a little bit further over. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So other knee comes in, same hand as bent leg is out to the side. Look along that arm and then let the knee drop the other way. You're going to try and let the knee drop as far as you can, but also trying to keep the shoulder on the floor if you can. And just take this position to where feels comfortable, don't overstretch. Temptation is when you're nice and warm to overstretch some of these positions and really push and force some of them. So just be careful not to do that. And then one leg on top of the knee, option to stay here, that might be enough for some people. Option to lift that leg up, and we're going to get a stretch here in the glute, in the butt. If you want to deepen it, put your hand through the little loop that your legs are making, and then either grab around the back of your leg, or for me I like grabbing around the back of the shin, it just deepens that stretch a tiny bit more. And if you are super game on and really want to deepen a stretch, so the next step is to lift your head up, bring that knee a little bit closer to you, to your face, and then leave that knee there and let your head go back and just enjoy that lovely stretch. And then change sides, so other leg on top, so options stay here, progress it even more. And then if you want to be super cray, bring your head forward, knee forwards, hold it for a second, let your head come back, keeping that knee forwards, and you will really feel that stretch in the glutes. Okay, next one, knees to your chest, give them a little bit of a circle. One way, this is a nice little massage for your lower back, and then the other way. And then bring your knees in, nose towards your knee, and then we're going to stretch out, legs out, arms out, and your last pose. So this is known as corpse pose or savasana, and you can just close your eyes, and we're going to do a couple of breaths here. Breathe in for your nose, breathing out, and again breathe in, breathe out. And I want you to think about your heels. Think about your feet. What part of your heels and your ankle and your feet are in contact with the floor? Can they sink a little bit deeper? What part of your lower legs are in contact with the floor? So is it the sort of the back of your legs, your calf muscles? And then what part of your upper legs are in contact with the floor? Are they relaxed? Can they sink into the floor and melt away a little bit deeper? And then moving upwards, you have your glutes sinking into the floor, your lower back, upper back, shoulders, the back of your hands, your arms, and just work your way through and see which parts of your body are in contact with the floor, and then can they relax and sink into the floor a little bit deeper. Relax your shoulders, let the back of your head relax into the floor, be supported by the floor. And then relax your face, make sure your jaw isn't tight, just relax your jaw, loosen that. Relax your eyes and your forehead. And just breathe in, breathe out. And relax and melt away into the floor. Now, option to stay here, you can stay in this position as long as you like. Otherwise, just gently wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring your hands and your feet back in, bring your feet towards your butt, open your eyes, blink if you need to, and then you're going to roll onto your side and then gently come all the way up, taking your time nice and slowly, and come back to sitting pose. So I hope you enjoyed that workout. That was a nice beginner / intermediate sort of workout. If it's the first time that you've done yoga, bear with it. Just keep practicing. Things do get easier. You're not just going to wake up one morning and be able to go and run a 10k. You're not going to be able to wake up one morning if you've never done yoga and do some amazing flows and everything feels great. But stick with it and you will notice the difference with your body and with your mind. Go and have a great day, great evening, whatever you are up to. and keep looking out for some more videos because there'll be lots more videos coming soon. Take care, bye.